Alright, how we doing, folks? Boom, Marco's on 205 numbers after the name. Little Black Ops 3 actually be a little tight Tuesday, man. But I actually want to talk about some of the score streaks that we know over here for World War II, Call of Duty World War II coming up over here. The score streaks to me, they don't necessarily make or break the Call of Duty game for me, but maybe they come close for making a break of the Call of Duty game for me. I largely play this game for the score streaks, and I play it for, you know, the notion or the idea that I can rack up these beast streaks and put in some solid work and like be really cool, be really happy about it and enjoy it. So to me, they're kind of a big deal about it. And when I go in and hear about it, I'm like, all right. And the score streaks that I kind of liked were always the Treyarch side of things. Just with most of their games, I kind of like them. With a couple of exceptions, though. You know, I like the AC-130 in the Modern Warfare game, like the Predator missile. That was great too. And, you know, Black Ops 3 streaks to me were pretty good. Black Ops 2 to me was the peak of score streaks. This was maybe the peak of the series. But Black Ops 3 to me were pretty solid as well. Even though I think you could take the hater down in that game, right? Yeah. Come on, man. Let me get the V-set. Anyway. Now I'm not going to go over how much these score streaks actually cost score-wise because we're going to get into the beta. They already said they're probably going to change it, so we'll see some things fluctuate. But they're going to be in this ballpark, right? The Recon Aircraft that reveals enemy location at the mini-map, pretty standard. The only thing I kind of saw that may have been like a little bit different is that maybe you actually see them, like, I mean, you see them in this game too, but you actually see the planes and whatnot, and maybe you could shoot them down with your bullets. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if there's going to be, I guess, some Panzers or something, some like rocket launchers that you could shoot to take at them. Not 100% sure. Counter Recon Aircraft. Here's where things get fun. A fighter that destroys an enemy recon aircraft or a counter recon aircraft or blocks enemy recon aircraft. So, I'm not sure if that means that there's going to be 3 different versions of it, like almost a variant. I'm not sure if that means, I don't think so, but I'm not sure if that means that, because there's no definite variant guns. I'd be shocked if there was a variant score streak. But either way, I don't know if that means that it'll do all 3 and it'll kind of switch on its own. Like if the counter recon plane sees that there's a UAV near it and it can take it down, it'll do that. Not 100% sure, but I think that's a pretty cool little buff right there for the counter UAV. Not sure if the counter UAV really needed a buff. That thing is kind of pretty solid as it is. I don't really use the counter UAV much, so let me start with this. I don't use it too much, not necessarily for any bad reason. I just don't. But to me, it was always one of the stronger kill streaks. And if I ever ran, I don't also run UAV too often, but if I ever had to pick between the two, I'd probably stick with the counter UAV more often than not. It really messes up the other team. The only other thing is maybe you prefer then to just have, or maybe you'd prefer to just be able to, like see where like the other team is or whatnot. So yeah, that's fair. But this is a very good buff I feel for the counter UAV and a fair one. I don't think it's too crazy about that. And I'm interested to see what the pricing is. I'd put it at 100 more than UAV with that kind of buff. I think in the little gameplay we saw it was about 50. I'd put it at 100. Flamethrower, portable backpack flamethrower, which I'm not sure if it comes in a care package or if you just have it. I kind of think you do just have it. I saw it while it was being played. I'm gonna have to give it a go and give obviously my full opinion on how I feel. It feels solid, but we've kind of seen these kind of, you know, it's like a death machine, right? Where it feels good, but 9 times out of 10 you're caught like either reloading this thing or you're caught looking the wrong way, or you're too slow, and it's not 100% worth what you paid for. I hope that's not the case with the flamethrower. It looked pretty cool, but it's tough to make that not OP and, you know, stuff like that. There is like a ammo kind of thing at the bottom left when you use it, I believe. So it's limited. It's not like you have this thing forever. Interesting. I'm not sure if you can put it away and bring it back out. I didn't really see that. So we'll see. Fighter pilot. Fly strafing run in fighter aircraft. So this kind of, I think, is and hopefully I'm getting this right. This I kind of believe is a well, maybe no, maybe it's not. I don't know. I was gonna say this is maybe like a Warhawk kind of equivalent of flying a strafe run. Maybe it's kind of like the equivalent of like a stealth bomber or something, you know. Except it does not drop bombs, I guess. I guess it just kind of shoots around. I'll be interested to see how that plays out. Care package, or maybe they're equivalent of like a hunter killer drone, you know, that kind of version. Care package, that's pretty standard. Contains random score streak in it. Delivered by a parachute. The cool thing that I've read was that apparently, I think it was Glenn or Mike, one of the guys from Sledgehammer, tweeted out that they come down in a parachute, and you can see them on the map. and you can shoot the parachute down to make it drop quicker. So if you don't want to wait for it to come down for you, you want it to fall in a different spot a little bit quicker, you can shoot it down. That seems pretty cool, honestly. We've seen care packages done over and over again. We've seen them where it's a helicopter comes and drops them off in your way and you get killed while you're waiting. We've seen them beamed into you, I think, like they are, like satellite dishes falling in Advanced Warfare, if I remember correctly. So this is a pretty cool little thing that you can shoot it down and have that kind of. Maybe you could be like fighting, all of a sudden you see it down, you shoot it down, and you mess up that guy getting it. Pretty dope. Glide bomb, a remote-controlled bomb. I believe this is. Artillery, no, I don't know what this. I think it's the one where we've seen where like you kind of the plane's like flying by and you get like a Predator missile almost kind of type deal, except like an old school Predator missile type deal. It seems pretty powerful. Like I've seen it kill people through like buildings and whatnot, so I'm pretty excited about that. Mortar strike, a precision strike upon 3 target locations. I imagine this is either very much like the mortar strike, as we've seen it in Black Ops 1, for example, or you know the equivalent lightning strikes or whatnot. Artillery barrage, an artillery barrage on a designated location. So maybe this is kind of like I'm trying to name it the Rolling Thunder, maybe something like that. We'll see. Flak guns. So this is kind of our EMP equivalent here, which I really like how they kind of grabbed the Scorestreaks we've been playing with so far and World War II-ified them. Because that's the part I was nervous about when we're looking at kill streaks for World War II. It's, so what are they? And I hope that they have some new ones. I really hope that they think about it the opposite way too, and they say, what's some stuff they used to have in World War II that didn't happen now? Like, how do we attribute that and add that on here? And not just entirely of like, here's what's worked in our previous games. We got to get these in here somehow. So flak guns destroy all enemy Scorestreaks and block enemies from using new ones. Pretty cool. Kind of like the MP. And it makes sense, right? Put a bunch of flak guns around the map, and I believe like when you call them in, like they actually, you hear them shooting or whatnot. I think I saw like one clip of it, but they took a while to learn. Paratroopers. Call in paratrooper reinforcements. I'm excited for this kill streak. I kind of want to see what it's like. To me, it sounded like raps a little bit, whereas like we're bringing in some dudes falling from the sky, kind of like some spiky balls used to fall from the sky, and they're gonna fight with you. I don't know how AI characters or bots do in a multiplayer setting. I don't know if they're going to get stuck on stuff. I don't know if they're just going to be really weak. I believe there's 3 of them that come with you. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but at least in the images, the kind of stuff I kind of see was 3. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about this guy. I think this would be definitely one I'd like to use and try, but this one might take a little tweaking for them to kind of get it sorted out. And the last one, well, we have 2, I guess, that are confirmed. One that was actually like, I guess 3. One that was actually, 2 that were actually like gameplay stuff that we were shown, and one that they just kind of said on Twitter. Carpet bombing, an aerial obliteration bombing that makes multiple passes over the enemy occupied territory. So maybe this is kind of our Warthog type thing, right? Where maybe it drops bombs, it just goes from side to side of the map over and over and over again for a certain amount of time. And the ball turret gunner occupy B-17G and decimate enemies with its ball turret. So this is kind of what it's going to be our equivalent of our chopper gunner. I don't know how much, if we're going to control the actual vehicle or not. I don't think so. Maybe I'm looking almost like a chopper gunner, like in a World War Black Ops 1, where you're kind of just aiming down sight and just trying to shoot people down until they knock down your score streak from the sky. And then there's dogs. The dogs of war have been confirmed that there will be dogs as a kill streak. No clue what its length or how many or anything, and maybe that's the wraps, and maybe the paratrooper is something different. You know, we'll see when we get our chance on the beta and see if that's even in there or whatnot. But so far, I like this list of score streaks. It's very Black Ops-ish, right? Like it's kind of following those that same formula, and that's a formula that works. So I don't really have much of beef with it. Whether it be a VSAT, whether it be some sort of like advanced like radar system or something like that, I don't know. Obviously, I'd like it. I really like using it, but maybe it doesn't fit contextually with the time or the gameplay. So overall, I'm excited for it. I think the list of score streaks that we got here is a very good start. We'll see where we end up at. I also don't expect there to be too much more, though. I'd be shocked if there was any more than maybe 3 or 4 streaks that we don't know about. Maybe it's the dogs, maybe it's another big one. And then it's a bunch of like other smaller stuff that like we really don't know about. So let me know what you guys think, man. What kind of score streaks would you like to see back? What kind of new score streaks you want to see? Drop it down in the comments below, man. Your boy Marcos, we outie. It's a close one, bro.